Why is everyone always talking? Ooh, I'm so empty. If I wanna lose control, would you let me, let me? I think I need a dopamine hit. Anything to make me feel alive. A promise in the morning I'll quit. I just wanna know if I survive. I think I need a dopamine hit. Anything to get me through the night. A promise in the morning I'll quit. Anything to get me through the I think I need a dopamine hit. Anything to make me feel alive. A promise in the morning I'll quit. I just wanna know if I survive. Ooh, at night I can feel it in my soul and my conscience. Ooh, are you busy? If I wanna lose my mind, are you with me, with me? Think I need a dopamine hit. Anything to get me through the night. A promise in the morning I'll quit. Anything to get me, 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 with me. I think I need a dopamine hit. Anything to make me feel alive. A promise in the morning I'll quit. I just wanna know if I survive.
You got me burning up. You got me burning up. You take me higher. You take you got me burning up. You take me higher. You got me burning up.
Really? He puts it in 0 seconds remaining. He seems to be fighting hard for it. Oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward, can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Hold on. Surely this kid. Oh my lord.
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, open to on the goal line. He did nearly over. Sweep. It comes through. The venom, the improbable, the impossible. The 4-time champions.
Hello everybody, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League where the grind continues. We have a Challenger League matchup coming at you first today between the Griffins and the Wraiths. Before I dive into that matchup, I'm going to send it over to Rockerman. Rockerman, how are we feeling today?
Oh, I'm doing great, Colson. I'm feeling good, ready to get some more playoff action, some more semifinal action. Berth in the grand final is on the line for these two teams, and I know they're excited to go and get things rolling, as are we. And I got to give one big quick shout out to Jack Soy, coming back for 44 months on the resub. So much love to Mr. Jax out there on that resub. But yeah, it's an exciting night, Cole. So we got 5 banger matchups. The teams are locked and loaded to go. Grand finals berth on the line. This is the biggest matches of the season yet.
Absolutely they are. But first, we got to go through them one by one. I'm going to start us off with the Griffins. We have Mealy, we have J-Rod, and we have Grambo at the number 2 seed. They finished first in the Eastern Atlantic, and they just beat the Bishops to get here to the semifinals. We have the Wraiths on the other side of the field with Zeke, Zaire, and Milkert. They also finished first in their conference, but that was Eastern Central. They just beat the Hellcats to get up here, and those were some awesome matches to see. Rockerman, what's your take on these teams?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be an exciting matchup here on this one, Colson. It's going to be a really close matchup. These are probably 2 of the best teams. I mean, we had the top 4 seeds advance in Challenger, and I think these are definitely 2 of the best teams, and I think it's going to be a really close and exciting matchup, and we'll see if the Griffins can break their semifinal curse.
I hope that they can, but I also am hoping the Wraiths can do it too. I'm still undecided on this one being the 2 and 3 seeds, but no time to talk about that now. The Wraiths are on the red team and the Griffins are on the yellow team for anyone watching along with us. Grambo now taking it himself, gets it by 1, but Zaire is able to get a good touch on it. J-Rod up early, getting it over 1. This one's floating awkwardly in front of net, but Zeke able to blast this one out and away. Now Zeke following up on his first touch, getting it over to Zaire. Zaire back to Zeke. Zeke trying to get a shot on, but it's right into the hands of Mealy. Mealy gets a flick. Can't get it by 1, but Grambo does get the clear over to space in the midfield. Zeke's trying to keep this pressure on. A whiff comes out on the back line, but Grambo able to come in and make the big time save. Most of the time, I see a back and forth series in this game, number 1. A little bit of nerves, especially being the first game. A little bit of maybe they're iced, they're not ready, just having to wait just a little bit. So we might see a little bit of back and forth and players and teams trying to get their feet under them.
Yeah, you know, game 1, it's a tough game to get through because you're trying to feel out the other teams and see what's going on here. But I know both these teams are going to be, you know, they played their first round matchup, Colson, so they're going to be ready to, you know, bring it to the pitch here. And, you know, it all starts out with game number 1. This one's going to be a shot towards it, and it's off the post. No, it's going to be saved away by J-Rod at the very last second.
Great save coming out from J-Rod, keeping the Wraiths out of goal, keeping us scoreless going into the first minute and a half of this game. It has been impressive, but neither team has really been able to sustain their offense so far. This one pops awkwardly. Zaire gets a little flick onto this one. Gets it by Zeke, though, and Milkert has to come up with a big-time save, and does. J-Rod pressing the issue, but Zeke now has full control of the ball. Gets a good 50 onto Grambo, where Zaire scoops it up. Now, Zaire gets a great 50 on the midfield line, but J-Rod will be the first to get it. Bump on the back line from Zaire, but Grambo able to power through and get the save. Zeke tries to get it back 1, but of course Grambo does get this touch. Zaire now just trying to get to the ball first. Gets 50 to out. This one could be dangerous, but Zeke puts it into the safety of the corner. Mealy now trying to make something happen, but not enough boost to follow up on his first touch. J-Rod keeping it in, popping it back down to himself, getting a great touch, and Grambo able to get the first goal of the game.
Yeah, Grambo with a big one here, able to get the first goal, started for his team, and it's just a tough ball in the corner there. Try to push it off to the side, but Grambo and those Griffins, they can come out firing Coulson and able to find that first one there.
The number 2 seed is the team that strikes first, and good on them. Zara gets demoed out by Mealy. J-Rod does get a good beat. This is a wide open net. If J-Rod can get it to Mealy, who's pre-jumped, but he puts it wide. Zeke now with control. 50's one out. Grambo looking for a teammate with a back pass. Gets Mealy, but Zare has the read. J-Rod now needs to be careful, buying some time for his teammates. Drops it off the ceiling. This could be dangerous. Double commit, though, and that could stifle the offense coming out from the Wraiths. Not if Zeke has anything to say about it, though. But Grambo trying to get this one out. Zeke looking for Zare. Zare trying to get a quick shot on, but a great save comes out from J-Rod. Mealy trying to get a quick counterattack going. Grambo looking for the bump. This one goes off the post. J-Rod whips on it. Grambo now looking for a teammate, but it gets 50'd out into the midfield, and here come the Wraiths. Zeke looking for a double. He can't connect. Mealy with a shot, but it goes high off the post. Unfortunate. That was the chance that the Wraiths needed to get into this game. Plenty of time left, but they want that one back.
Yeah, that one was a great opportunity for Milkert to throw that one to the net there, and the net is open here, but no one able to capitalize from the Griffins. But yeah, that was a great opportunity, and something that the Wraiths can struggle with at times is they have slow starts there. Actually, both these teams really are prone to a couple slow starts here, and right now the Griffins holding on to that. So we'll have to see if we can see a flick here going to go off the bar. Can't quite find the follow, but the Wraiths are getting a couple opportunities. You just got to make the most of them here. It's, you know, it's the semifinals, Coulson. You got to make the most of every chance that you get.
You absolutely do. It is the best of 7, though, so there is a little bit of grass on the other side. A little bit of grass is greener, knowing that they have at least one more game to get themselves back into it. But right now the Griffins are pressing the issue. Great touch from Milkert, but Grambo is able to intercept it. Zeke now needs to take some time. Low boost, great 50. He's going to have to do it again. He does get 50'd out, but Milkert with a great clear. Mealy now waiting in the midfield. Likes to touch it back to his own corner. Let's see if he can do anything from there. Great first touch, but gets dunked out by Zare. Not fast enough to it. Zare beats out his own teammate, and this could be dangerous. Now Milkert's going to have to take his time. He's going to his corner, seeing if he can do anything with 20 seconds remaining. This one 50's out right to Mealy. Mealy with a quick shot, but Zare gets the save. This is the counterattack that the Wraiths need. Zare not able to get around it. This one pops awkwardly mid, but Grambo does get the touch. Mealy's going to have to beat Zeke after this one, and does. Now with 5 seconds remaining, the Wraiths need this one to go in. Zare not enough boost in the tank. It goes high right to J-Rod. This is still up. 0-second drill. Mealy pops this one over. Zare needs to keep it up, and does. Looking for a teammate. Zeke able to get a strong pop from Milkert. Not enough boost to follow it. Mealy will drop this one down, and the Griffins take game number 1.
Yeah, the Griffins come through with game number 1. Only a 1-goal margin, but they definitely had the early pressure there, and just were kind of able to park the bus at the end and lock things down. So good solid start from them. And, you know, honestly, Coulson, I thought it was pretty evenly matched. The Griffins did have a couple of more quality chances compared to the Wraiths, I would say. But, you know, really a close game 1, and, you know, looks like a great table setter for the series.
It absolutely is a great start to the series. The Wraiths had their opportunities, like you said. They just need to tighten up on them. There were a couple shots that went wide off the 4th man, off the post. So the Wraiths do have their chances. There's hope for them. It was game 1. Get the rust off, de-rust, de-nerve, get everything out of your system. So hopefully the Wraiths dive into this series looking for their first goal, or this next game looking for their first goal. I think we have our countdown beginning, and we do. I'm looking for the Wraiths to start out hot. And let's see if the Griffins are able to stonewall them, keep their defense up. But this one isn't a great 50 to start it out. J-Rod gets beat by his own teammate. This one a little awkward in net. Grambo gets bumped, but still able to get the save. Zeke now trying to follow up onto this ball. He has a full tank of boost. Looking for Zare. Zare needs to cut on this, but Zeke calls him off. Zare now awkward. Low boost in the midfield. 2 teammates from the Wraiths. Low boost, but a great touch from Zare will buy his team a little bit more time to get the boost they so desperately need. Zeke looking for a sidewall. Gets the double. Milkert with a quick shot, but it goes saved away. Now Zare looking for something to happen, but he cannot. Zeke with a great beat. Zare can try to turn on this, but Grambo gets a touch. Milkert trying to capitalize on it. It goes wide again. Zare with the open net opens the scoring for the Wraiths.
Yeah, and a lot better start here, Coulson, from the race. They had a lot of great pressure. You see a little awkward bump there in the corner, maybe waiting on some boost. They're going to catch him out there, but yeah, the race with the early pressure in this game number 2, they're a team that can get hot really quickly with their offense, so we'll see if that ignites them to a game 2 victory.
This one popped up by Grambo, looking for J-Rod, but all 3 players from the Wraiths go, and Zare able to get the follow-up touch. That could have been dangerous, but fortunately they were able to get the touch on the ball. Zeke low boost, but does get a good 50. Great beat coming out from Milkert. Milkert trying to get it around 1, gets it around Mealy, but his team was not ready for that awkward touch popping right in front of the net. Grambo now trying to get a crazy touch off the sidewall, but cannot connect, so Zeke scoops it up. He fakes out J-Rod, but J-Rod does have the read. Great beat coming out from Neely into the Wraiths corner. I imagine we're going to see the Griffins try to press the issue, try to stack up this Wraiths team on defense. We've seen a triple commit from them already, but so far the Wraiths are holding strong.
Yeah, the Wraiths are holding strong on the defensive end and turning into offense, so a lot better than we saw in that game number 1. I mean, they were able to hold the Griffins to only 1 goal, but I feel like they've done a little bit more of a solid job here thus far in game number 2, and just got to try to keep turning into offense. Again, some good beats, some good demos as well, which, you know, Milkert, he's one of those guys that can most certainly lead your offense with demos, one of the top demoers in the Challenger League during the regular season, so look for him to keep opening up some space. That's kind of how that Wraiths offense operates, is, you know, Milkert getting open up some space, and the rest of the players coming through and cleaning things up, and so far still holding on to that 1 goal lead.
When we did see clean games, like you were saying, Griffins came out in it. There weren't a lot of demos in game number 1, so I will be looking for Milkert to get those demos. I think that disruption is a very important role to go. Awkward touches. Zare elects to follow up on it. He has to beat out J-Rod here. Misses on the 50. Mealy now with a quick follow-up shot, but saved away from Zeke. Now J-Rod with his own shot, but Milkert able to get a touch. A little bit of a team bump comes out, and Zare gets a great dunk. This could be big for the Wraiths. Awkward in front of net. Everyone misses on the defense, but Grambo does get a strong touch to the corner back to himself. He elects to take a little bit of time, gets a pinch, and Milkert has it red. He's going to try to follow up on this, try to pop it off the corner, but can't. J-Rod will scoop this up and clear this one out and away. Zeke looking for Zare, but a little bit too far. Side flip comes out from Zare, but he does grab the Griffins boost. This is the press that the Wraiths need. Double up on their lead and take this game number 2 to get back in the series. And with shots like that from Zare, that looks exactly like what we're about to see.
Yeah, and you see Milkert, he's harassing on the backboard and forces a double commit, and Zare is just ready, posting in a nice shot. And this is, again, the Wraiths offense. It's what it's set up by. It's set up by Milkert, putting those demos, putting those passes out, and then Zare and Zeke finishing it off, and now it's a 2-0 lead.
J-Rod going, trying to get the ball off Milkert, and for good reason. Milkert with a strong dunk on the air dribble play, and triples the lead for this squad.
You know, I just got to put a note out in the air here. This is why I drafted that guy right there, for that moment right there, even though he's not on my team anymore, but he is a very great player, and that's an insane play right there, Coulson, to get that one in the back of the net. Just big body over the top, able to put it in as the Griffins are trying to find something here with 1:30 remaining. But Milkert, you know, not only is he a facilitator, but he is a scorer as well, and a big shot there, extending the lead to 3.
Gets 2 to commit. Griffins not as calm and cool and collected as they were, and because of that, Zeke gets a shot bar down. It is a scoring bonanza for the Wraiths in this game number 2.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, the Griffins just are double committing, and a lot of miscommunication in this game number 2. It's a great shot for sure, but a double commit kind of made that play possible and made that shot attempt possible. So the Griffins really got to focus on the comms here. They are a very aggressive team, and they need to be right with each other and connected. But right now, Coulson, just not a connected showing in game number 2 from them.
No, and it's kind of interesting to me. They came out strong in that game number 1, able to take that first game with a win. But now it's like they're expecting the Wraiths to roll over, and as we know, this team will not go quietly into the night. Grambo beating out his own teammate with that touch. J-Rod able to get back to it, but pops it right to Zeke. Zeke puts this one looking for Milkert. Milkert does get a bump, but it's still saved away by Mealy. Grambo whiffs on this one. A lot of boosts on the side of the Wraiths, and that is beginning to become a pressing issue for the Griffins. Milker trying to get this one to pop down, but Mealy is wise to it. Zare now with a full tank going up to the ceiling, trying to make something happen, looking for a teammate, but gets bumped off of it. Awkward in front of the net yet again, but no one from the Wraiths ready to capitalize. I can't really fault them on that one. They're up 4 going into the last 15 seconds of the game. They don't really need to press the issue. They're just wasting a little bit more time. And without any goals here from the Griffins, we are looking like we will see a tied series at 1-1, but the Wraiths coming out with a dominant game number 2 compared to the close game number 1.
Yeah, no, it really was a great turnaround from the Wraiths. We wanted to see some more offense from them getting shut out in that first game, and then they turn it all on in the second game here with 4 goals in the back of the net. And it really seemed like they, not only did they put those goals in the back of the net, but they controlled the pressure for pretty much the entire game there, Coulson. And it was just an impressive showing. And again, that's what the Wraiths have done well all season long, is they've been really able to put that pressure on. And it's a very interesting showdown here, because both these teams are very similar in that way, that they love to control the ball, they love to control the pressure and really force the other team to make saves, to be stuck in their end. And we kind of see the seesaw starting off here.
And you could see the Griffins compared to last game. Last game, they had 10 shots. This game, they had 4. And I want to give credit to the Wraiths for that. They had midfield control for what felt like the entirety of this game. And because of that, they were able to keep their shots consistent. They came out with 7 shots, able to capitalize on 4 of them. And the Griffins walk away with a big goose egg in this game number 2. They were only able to score 1 in game number 1. So now I'm looking to them to disrupt. Fight for that mid boost. Go for the bumps. Even if your boost gets taken, stay midfield just a little bit longer. Look for the next player, that second man that's going to be pushing up the field, and try to bump them out of the way. And if it's the third man, you might have an open goal for your teammates if they boom it downfield. Zeke now misses on this one. J-Rod trying to open up the scoring, but it goes off the post. Mealy with a shot, but saved away from Zare. This one missed by Milker. Zeke looking for Zare over in the corner. He does get a 50, but it's not favoring the Wraiths. Now this one pops mid. This is awkward. A little bit too far for Mealy to capitalize on. He didn't have enough boost for that play, but he does get the steal on the boost. This boost control coming out from the Griffins already is starting to look a lot better. Boost is a lot more evenly matched. J-Rod full tank, Grambo full tank, trying to make something happen. Double whiff comes out yet again. These players on the Griffins are antsy to get something else on the board, but because of it, they're putting themselves in terrible positions and allowing the Wraiths to break out of defense.
Yeah, they are, and this is a big shot attempt right here, but nobody can connect on it there. You thought that was a surefire goal, but the Griffins counted their lucky stars that one didn't find in, but they're looking good right now. And it's Grambo who's going to send it in the back of the net and start the scoring out for the Griffins.
Great beat here from J-Rod. J-Rod over to Grambo. Grambo with a great shot on target. Gets it by the diving last back Wraith defender. And the Griffins open up the scoring in game number 3 after being held scoreless in game number 2. They've clearly adjusted something on the pitch, and it looks like they have a lot more boost to play with. So whether that is aggressiveness or fighting for the midfield or stealing boost, it's leading to goals, and Grambo doubles up on his. Gets a wide open net, a lapse in rotation coming out from the Wraiths.
Yeah, and I think Zeke just wasn't expecting that ball to be shot out so far and out in the midfield there, and just a little bit too far forward. And that's all it takes sometimes for these Griffins to bring it back, is just a little bit of mispositioning. And now we're starting to see that communication, those rotations from the Griffins turn back in their favor. And it's looking so back and forth between these two teams. One team has the pressure, then the other team has it. It looks like the Griffins are poised to make this their game.
A little bit of awkwardness, as you say it, from the Griffins. Triple commit on defense. It does work out for them. They still have their lead and have kept it at 2. Great demo from Rambo onto Zare. This one gets picked up by J-Rod. It looks like Mealy's looking for a bump of his own, but this one goes right over the Wraith's net. Milker trying to break out of his zone with the must. He does get a little bit of a scoop over to Zeke, but J-Rod will have that follow-up touch red. Grambo looking for a teammate, but Zaire will pop this one over back into the corner. J-Rod putting this one in front. Wifty-50 comes out in front of the net, and we remain 2-0. Grambo now following, looking for a teammate, but he's low boost. J-Rod's low boost. The only one with boost is Mealy, and he needs to get a touch here, and does. That should buy his teammates a little bit more time to grab some boost. Fortunately for them, Grambo does have some in the tank. He pops this one over, but Milker elects to leave it, actually, and this could be dangerous. Zeke over to Mealy, back and forth. We're just ping-ponging in front of this Wraith's net, Rockerman. I cannot believe how well the Griffins have adjusted in this game number 3.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just like it's like a whole different team from what we saw in the last game. It seems like these teams are just switching spots. You know, it was the Griffins with all the pressure in game 1. It was the Race with all the pressure in game 2. And now in game 3, it's the Griffins that have been holding all this pressure. Oh my goodness, what is Milker doing? He's trying to go absolutely insane there off the backboard. But yeah, it's just a crazy turnaround. And I think these teams are really just, you know, playing tug of war here, Colson, in this game here. It's just back and forth, the push and the pull here of that rope, of that pressure. And right now, the Griffins have a couple more big bodies on their end, as this one is shot towards the net and saved away.
I love seeing Mealy going for that bump on the back line. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to connect, but if he did, that surely would have been the 3rd goal for the Griffins. Great clear from Zaire, but Grambo is waiting low boost, gets dunked out by Zeke. Mealy last back low boost, has to dive early, gets it. Now he gets a great touch over the midfield defender of the race. Grambo harassing, looking for demos, but can't come away with the boost or the bump. Zeke now takes a little bit of control, trying to pop it back for a teammate. Great bump comes out, but he does get beat. The touch comes out for the 50, and J-Rod is the first one to get to it. Zeke electing to take a little bit of time, gets it past one, gets a 50 on another. This could be dangerous. There is, oh wow, great rotation coming out from J-Rod. I didn't think he was going to get back that fast, given the history of him being on low boost, but it looks like the Griffins are finally getting over that. They're finding boost. That looks like they're pathing a lot better, and because of that, going in the last 45, the Griffins are the only team with sustained offense in this game number 3.
Yeah, they really are. They're just putting the pedal to the metal, controlling that mid boost, and not really letting these Wraiths break out. It's just attack after attack, and it's done them well so far to give them a 2-goal lead here. But Milker is trying to get one there, and Mealy with a great save. And it's not only that, but they're making these great saves on the defensive end too, Colson, and really locking things down here as the final seconds coming through, and the Wraiths gonna need a little bit of a miracle if they're gonna want to send it to OT.
Yeah, and I don't think a miracle is enough at this point. 5 seconds left. Mealy does get dunked out, but there's no time on the clock. J-Rod will knock it down, and the Griffins will scratch off the second tally on their sheet. They only have 2 more games to go to take the series. They've taken games 1 and 3, and if this pace keeps up, Wraiths should be able to take game number 4, but they didn't have a lot of offense in this game. The Griffins shut them out and shut their offense down.
Yeah, they really did here, and it's back-to-back shutouts here, Colson, in this series. And I mean, these two teams, again, like I said, they're just trading blows, really, trading opportunities in the lead here, and just the pressure keeps swinging one way versus the other. And right now, the Rays got to try to find a way to take it back into their grasp. It seems like whoever kind of comes out first, Colson, and really puts that pressure on early, it seems like they just take control of the entire game here. So if I'm the Race heading into this game number 4, I'm talking, we got to come back here. We got to get our pressure out early, you know, assert our dominance. You know, like we said, it's the battle of the offenses here in the series, and the Race got to take control of their offense and put one in the back of the net early.
Same criticism I gave to the Griffins after game 2, I'm going to give to the Wraiths now. Their midfield presence was a lot weaker in this game. They were the team on low boost. Zeke trying to get something early off the kickoff, but sends it high. He takes the shot away from Zaire, but Zaire's still able to get by one. Great touch coming out from Zeke. Grambo now with full boost, trying to get something to happen, but has to use all of it to just get a 50. Wraiths are swarming early. It seems like whichever team has this midfield control, it just keeps the other stuck on defense. No team is willing to risk it on 0 boost, and because of that, whoever fights for mid control first early on in the game is often the team that comes out on top.
Yeah, no, the midfield control is so huge between these two teams, as see a shot attempt almost coming through there. But yeah, when you have two high-paced offenses, Coulson, that midfield is so crucial. You grab the boost, steal a corner boost from the other team as well when you're rotating through, and that's how you keep that sustained pressure. A lot of people don't think too much about those mid boosts, but it's those big 100 pads in that midfield. If you can really control those, you can control the game. As this one might be a long shot in the net, J-Rod catches the race offense out a little too far, trying to make something happen.
Nurkert was being aggressive in the corner, and I don't think his teammate was ready for it, but J-Rod saw the opportunity and blasts one downfield to get the scoring opened for the Griffins. In every game we've seen so far, the team to score first is the team to walk away with the win. So the Wraiths need to break that streak if they want to tie this series up at 2-2. Because if you're down 3-1, that is devastating. That is a lot of wins in a row that you need to break through and take this series. So the Wraiths really need to get something going in order to get back in this series. Mealy with a quick shot gets dunked out by Zaire. That's a great save. Grambo's going to have to take a lot of time, but pops this one over into space. J-Rod able to follow up on this touch. Mealy low boost gets dust out by Zeke. Looks like boost is a little bit more even in this game. I'm going to keep harping on that because that has been the difference maker in a couple of these games. But so far, each team able to come away with about the same amount of boost. They've done well avoiding the bumps from each of each other, and because of that, they've been able to stay in the game respectively.
Yeah, no, again, controlling that boost is huge. And Coulson, I'm more curious if we'll see a game where both teams score. In this one we've seen 3 back-to-back shutouts in a row there, with Griffins 1-0 in game 1. The Race came back with a 4-0, and then the Griffins with a 2-0, and now they're in the lead. So, I just want to see the Race put one on the board. Let's give us some, let's not play first goal wins. I want to see a little more back and forth in the middle of this one. But I agree with you. Finding that boost control could be huge. This is a shot attempt going to be saved away.
Mealy does get a great follow-up touch. Milkert will have to go early, but gets dusted by Grambo. Now Mealy trying to get something to happen. Flick over one, looking for J-Rod on the follow, and J-Rod hits the double. The streak of keeping the other team scoreless is still up here, Rockerman.
Yeah, and that's a great passing play there. Mealy, he just flicks it over the top, and J-Rod is just waiting for whatever Mealy does, however high he flicks it. J-Rod is ready and waiting, and that is a great shot attempt right there. And the Griffins, again, looking poised here to take this 3-1 lead, put themselves one win away from the grand finals.
This one could be dangerous though, but Mealy does get the touch there, not in the correct position to follow up on his initial touch. Zaire now trying to get something going, but J-Rod does get a great clear. Zeke pops this one mid, looking for a teammate. Both of them go. Low boost, though. Griffins are starting to get a little bit more boost control, and that has stifled this Wraiths offense yet again. Grambo chasing this one down, gets it by 1, but Zeke elects to take his time, let his teammates recover, and get back. Gets it by 1, diving Griffin player, trying to put this one on, but puts it off the backboard instead. Zaire trying to follow up on it, but it's not threatening enough to register as a shot. Grambo now trying to pop this one, looking for a teammate, but Zeke will be the one to receive it. So far, I've seen a lot of solo plays come out, and with opportunities like that missed from the Wraiths, you gotta think they will start relying on their teammates because their solo play efforts just haven't worked out.
Oh man, and those were a couple of really close opportunities, Coulson, on both sides. And they did try to get a passing play out there. It looks like Milkert had that shot attempt, just got it a little bit too hard off the post there, and then another follow-up attempt was saved away. But with 50 seconds here, if you're the Race, you just got to go full send here. It doesn't matter if the Griffins score 4 more goals in this game. You need to find 2 right here.
Milker trying to find one and finds it. Milker with the slow roller. This one pops off the top, and he is able to find the follow-up. Low boost sends it anyway, gets it by J-Rod, and just like that, we have broken the scoreless streak, and we are within 1.
Yeah, finally breaking it there, and that's a good setup. And like I said, the Race, it doesn't matter if the Griffins score 2 or 3 more goals. You got to find one here in the final 36 seconds and put one in the back of the net and see if you can force OT.
Zeke trying to press the issue, gets it around one. J-Rod low boost looking for Milkert. Zaire was running interference, but look at the boost total coming out. No one has boost. They're giving it everything they've got, and because of that, here comes the counterattack. Mealy looking for a teammate, but Zaire clears this one strong downfield. Zeke looking for a bump, gets it, but Grambo still able to get the touch. Milkert with a shot, but it's right down to Mealy. Milkert looking for a teammate now, but Zeke was on the opposite side of the pitch. It looks like the Griffins are just desperately trying to hold on because this Raid squad is starting to pressure a lot, trying to get something going, but they cannot. And the Griffins take a 3-1 lead in the series.
Yeah, the Griffins, they're going to hold on there at the end. A couple of close opportunities, and we started to see the race offense that we're used to there coming out at the very end, but it was just a little bit too late there in that one. And now they find themselves down in a 3-1 hole here, Colson, and you got to pull back something here. And I would expect them to use their tactical timeout here, but we'll see if they're going to opt to use it.
I don't know if they will, because the Rays were able to break that scoreless streak, and they felt like they were out pressuring the Griffins, and they were. They had 8 shots compared to the Griffins' 3, but the Griffins kind of sandbagged it a little bit. They got their opening 2 goals, and they just kept them. They didn't have to do too much. They were just forcing the Rays to get around them, waste more time off the clock, and at the end, it worked out for them. So the Wraiths, I imagine, feel confident because of how much pressure they were able to get, but the Griffins were still able to hold them out. So it's just figuring out how to get by. And I think you got to look to demos and bumps. That pressure started to work at the end. It forced the Griffins to scramble. But we will see how they decide to play it going into game number 5.
Yeah, again, game number 5 here. It's a must win. And again, I'm surprised they didn't opt to use the tactical timeout. I almost most certainly would have here. You did have a lot of good pressure at the end, but it's not necessarily just about for yourself here, Colson. That tactical timeout can be used to stop the other team's pressure, but I guess maybe they can prove me wrong here as Zaire strikes first.
Look at the pressure coming out off kickoff early. Great follow from the third man of Zeke. We have, I think, a player calling for a pause here. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we will see what's going on. It looks like a couple of the players are stopped on the pitch. We'll head to the casters just to entertain you for a little bit while we get this one sorted out. This one in favor of the Wraiths. They did get their first goal, but it appears that the Griffins aren't happy with it. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm going to try to let Rockerman decide as he talks with the players. But I think the Wraiths were going to score that regardless. They came out with a lot more pressure. They were able to get to the ball first. And because of that, they scored early. And I think they deserve that goal. But we don't really know what's going to go on yet. Rockerman, what do you think is going to happen?
We'll have to see how things are looking here. But yeah, Colson, either way, it's an awkward situation off the start there, and the race, they got a quick goal from it. So we'll have to see what the official ruling is going to be.
Yeah, and we're gonna wait for, I think it was Mealy that ended up dropping out of the game. He disconnected. Maybe he's having a little bit of internet issues, but that tends to happen. You got to power through. Unfortunate time, especially in the semifinals, but it is what it is. You guys, you've had a great season so far, and it's a tough spot to be in, but you got to try to power through it, even if you're on a player, or if you have a player on your team with bad internet. It is tough. You are 3-1, so you can just get one more win. Just hold on just a little bit longer. But it looks like Mealy's back. I think he was able to fix whatever issue he was having with his game. But I don't know what the Wraiths are going to be thinking about this one, because I think they feel like they deserved that goal because they started out with all the pressure. It looked like all 3 players were moving on the pitch. So we have some early game 5 drama for everyone.
You gotta love some game 5 drama. But Colson, it does look like the goal will stand here. Looks like Mealy disconnected after the goal was scored, or was not in a position to make a save for that one, or to be effective in denying that goal there. So goal will stand. We're gonna reset to kickoff there at 4:42 here. So we will continue on from there.
A little bit of protest coming out from a couple of these players, but it is what it is. You guys were able to keep this close so far in the series. You're up 3-1. You just need to get a goal, and I think this series could be yours. If you chalk this one up to a fluke, like you're saying, if a player got disconnected, then it is a fluke in your mind. So they should be able to come out strong. We'll see what happens as we dive into the second kickoff. Goal stands, Wraith up 1-0. Great kickoff, though. Neely following up on this one. Zeke with a great touch, able to beat this one out. Great touch from Grambo, clearing this out, just alleviating a little bit of the pressure that the Wraiths are starting to pile on early yet again. Zeke with a crazy touchdown. This could be dangerous, but Grambo with a great clear over to the corner, but it's not over yet. This one gets popped out and away. Whiff coming out from Zaire, and Grambo is going to try to start this attack for the Wraiths, or excuse me, for the Griffins.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if the Griffins can recover from that one. Mealy, he did end up disconnecting there, but the Griffins might find something there. They can't quite get it down, but it is a little bit of an awkward situation for both teams involved here, but it seems like the Rays are still trying to put on the pressure, and it's, you know, again, Colson, it's not a normal thing when you see the pause, but you got to try to find a way to capitalize and come back stronger, and Grambo right there off the great pass is going to tie things up.
Yeah, and that oftentimes is what it takes. You feel like you deserved a goal, so you get angry, you get aggressive, and you go get one for yourself. Grambo slotting that one into the top left. It reads 1-1 on the scoreboard, but it's basically 0-0. Mental reset coming out from the Griffins, and Mealy's trying to capitalize on it. But Zaire does have a great touch on his solo play. Zeke with a strong clear over. J-Rod pre-jumped a little bit too early and gets beat. This one does get picked out by J-Rod, though. Zaire up into the air. Not a lot of boost to make a play happen, though. This one, J-Rod taking his time, trying to pop it to himself, but Milkert with the read. Looking for a teammate mid, but no one was there. Now Mealy has boost and ball. He has a lot of time, a lot of space to make something happen, but no one was ready for the follow-up mid. Both of his teammates decided to play third man on that play, and because of that, the Wraiths are starting to get involved. Mealy looking for a bump, but Zaire able to get the save, but J-Rod with a quick shot into the bottom right gets the lead for the Griffins.
Yeah, the Griffins going to get the lead here. And Zaire, he's just bumped off of this one and can't quite find the follow. Zeke is just, you know, in good luck territory right there. Just jump up and pray that you get in the way. And unfortunately, that was not enough there. And the Griffins come roaring back. They've had some great pressure, and they've looked a lot better as this series has gone on, as another one has got to be blocked away there. And now the net is open there, but can they turn it on? No, it's going to fly up too high. Milker, he's trying to find a double tap. Can he get it? No, he can't. But again, another one where the race, Colson, they've had their chances here. They just haven't capitalized.
And that's tilting. You feel like you got a lucky goal, especially from the beginning, and now you're whiffing on the easy ones there down to Zeke. Almost a crazy play, but this one does end up going wide. J-Rod flicks it back to himself, looking for a teammate upfield, but no one's there. Zaire now pops this one up to the corner, looking for a teammate mid. Milkert is up. It gets dusted by Mealy. Zeke now a little bit awkward, able to get this touch over to the corner where Zaire is waiting. Strong clear from him, but Grambo does have the read. Grambo now taking his time, trying to get something to happen. Can't fake out Milkert, and Milkert takes control. J-Rod pops this down mid. Mealy trying to get there, but gets dusted by Zeke. I'm looking for Milkert to try to make a bump, but no one decides to be selfless and open up that net for their teammates. Wraiths are down by 1 with 2 minutes remaining, and they got to get aggressive if they want to beat this Griffins team.
Yeah, they got to get aggressive here. You got to find these bumps. You got to find an insane pitch. It's off the post. No, it's not going to go in. That one was almost an insane one there, but yeah, this is starting to get scary time here, Colson, for the race here, because this is their season on the line. They cannot afford to lose this game. This is the series right here if the Griffins can hold on. So really you just got to sell out, and I agree with you there. You got to find a way to find some bumps and make this Griffins rotation a little bit awkward. We saw that's how they were able to win the game earlier in the series, but you got to find a way to disrupt.
Zeke now taking control in front of his own net. Awkward touch, elects to leave it for a teammate, but Mealy is going to be the first one to it. Zaire does get the beat onto, but Grambo gets a touch. Looking for J-Rod. J-Rod trying to get a quick shot, but gets dunked out by Milkert. Mealy keeping the pressure on, dusts the last back, and the Griffins double up on their lead.
Yeah, the Griffins gonna find another one right here, as it's just a nice pass out there, and Mealy, he's just got the speed. The Rays are just a little bit slower on these balls here, and they have been for the last couple of games here. in this one. And now a minute 11 here. You really got to go full send and try to disrupt this Griffins team, because this is do or die time.
He comes out, but it goes right to the favor of Mealy. Mealy gets dunked by Zeke. This could be the opportunity, but Zaire can't capitalize on it. He was pushed up a little bit too far. Now he's looking for Zeke. Zeke pops it back up to himself, trying to make a statement play, getting the race back in. He pops it down to Milkert, and Milkert able to bring this one back within one.
And this is a great play by Zeke. Uses all his boost to get this one. And Mealy, he is just starved there. He's got to wait for it to come down. And Milker with a great play, and 50 seconds remaining. The race are not out of this one yet.
Diving into the kickoff, Grambo gets a favorable 50. The Griffins need to hold on for 45 more seconds. The Wraiths need to pressure and get another goal to keep their playoff hopes alive. Zeke does get a strong beat. This one could be dangerous, but there is a great 50 in the corner from Mealy. Mealy with another great 50, allowing Grambo to get to that ball and get a strong clear. Now, Zaire pops this one down. This could be dangerous. Two players went from the Griffins. That could end up biting them, but J-Rod able to get back and get a strong 50. Taking his time on the ball, wasting precious seconds off the clock. Zaire with a strong pinch down, looking for Zeke. Zeke needs to make a play happen. Grambo doesn't go. What a fake comes out, but J-Rod able to get the touch. That was the opportunity the Wraiths needed, and if they don't get one here, they will go home. Their season will be over. Zeke pops it up, looking for Milker, the guy who's been in charge, the guy who's been the statement piece, but a team bump comes out from the Wraiths, and just like that, their season ends. The goal at the beginning of the game doesn't have an effect. The Griffins take the series 4-1.
Oh man, and that's such a tough one there. They had an opportunity at the end to tie it up there. Milker just didn't have the boost to really follow it. It just needed a teammate to go up, but unfortunately, it was not meant to be, and they end up falling here, and the Griffins finally break their semifinal curse of the past two seasons. They lost both times in the semifinals, Colson, but third time's the charm here, and they are going to end up making their third grand finals with this victory here. And I mean, they looked pretty solid doing it here.
They absolutely did, and the Griffins did it in dominant fashion. They shut them out in multiple games. They took the series 4-1. It was back and forth for a little bit, but the Wraiths never really woke back up after their game-winning game number 2. They were able to score in games 4 and 5, but it felt like they did too little too late. But I don't want to be too harsh on them. They had a phenomenal season. Congratulations to the Wraiths for making it to the semifinals. But congratulations goes to the Griffins as well, making their grand finals appearance. They played phenomenally, and I think they deserve to be there.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, everything seemed to be clicking besides that one game. I mean, there was obviously some cracks in the armor there of the Griffins, but they really just locked it down, found that rotation, found that speed, and it was enough. And we see why they've had such a great regular season there, in the Challenger League this season with 14 wins to their name. I mean, it was a great series, and they pretty handily, Colson, kind of took care of the race there. A couple hiccups here and there, but for the most part, it was all their pressure just dominating the pace of play.
Absolutely. A lot of boost grabs, a lot of pressure coming out from the Griffins, and they take this one again 4-1. They move on to the grand finals. We have some more Rocket League action in the Prospect League coming up for you next, but we're going to head to a quick break before we come back for our 8 o'clock match. We'll see you all soon.
think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. Had it with the things you do. I think I've had enough of you. Thumbs through bell loops, I hardly felt you. We were kissing, something was missing. No room for tears shed inside our twin bed. Darling, you're a mess, goes good with your dress. Vision in my hurricane after her, but a dance in the rain's what I prefer. Caught in the eye of her eyes. Vision in my hurricane after her, but a dance in the rain's what I prefer. Caught in the eye. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. Had it with the things you do. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. But maybe, just maybe, one more dance, little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. 100-second chance. One more dance, little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. 100-second chance. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. Had it with the things you do. I think I've had enough of you. Broken in places, one for the ages. Taken hotel room, vacant without you. And sleep in the basement, none of this makes sense. All things considered, I couldn't quit her. Vision in my hurricane after her, but a dance in the rain's what I prefer. Caught in the eye of her eyes. Vision in my hurricane after her, but a dance in the rain's what I prefer. Caught in the eye. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. Had it with the things you do. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. But maybe, just maybe, one more dance, little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. 100-second chance. One more dance, little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. 100-second chance. But maybe, just maybe, one more dance, little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. 100-second chance. One more dance, little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. 100-second chance. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. Had it with the things you do. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. Had it with the things you do. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. But maybe, just maybe, one more dance, little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. 100-second chance. One more dance, little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. 100-second chance.
Can you feel it? The fire in your soul, leaving at the chance for love. Can you feel it? Haunting your senses, letting all your feelings go. But I can feel it rushing through my veins. Your love's the only drug I know. But we've been playing the hand now we're dead, so we can light it up. I know that we can make it through the night, but I can feel the fire inside, so there won't be no fear tonight.
lost my head, and I feel like I would follow anything that you said. Yeah, I feel like Sleepy Hollow. I lost my head, I lost my head. I'm your marionette, you hold all the strings. I'm not even upset, I like you holding me. I'm knocked out of my head, and girl, you're swallowing the key. Clocked out, I'm brain dead. It's just the things you do to me. Is it total vacancy? Oh, when you're kissing me, I know that you're my last strike part of me. And I feel like Novocaine when you walk into the room. If this is going insane, at least I like the view. And I feel like Novocaine when I'm with you, when I'm with you. I'm your marionette, you hold all the strings. I'm not even upset, I like you holding me. I'm locked out of my head, and girl, you're swallowing the key. Clocked out, I'm brain dead. It's just the things you do to me. Is it total vacancy? Oh, when you're kissing me, I know that you're my last strike part of me. You're my last strike part of me. You're my last strike part of me. I'm knocked out of my head, and girl, you're swallowing the key. I'm clocked out, I'm brain dead. It's just the thing you do to me. Is it total vacancy? Oh, when you're kissing me, I know that you're my last strike part of me.
I see you sitting on the edge of the bed. Wish I could tame the endless storm in your head. Days on the window, weather's crying along. You and my whispers are my favorite song. I'm holding memories you'll never forget. On and on, on and on. I'll be living in your heart. On and on, on and on. I'll be living in your heart. On and on, on and on. I'll be living in your heart. On and on, on and on. I'll be living in your heart.
He puts it in! 0 seconds remaining! He seems to be fighting hard for it. Oh my goodness! What is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
Davis high off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? Hold on. Surely this kid. Oh my lord.
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, Palpatine on the goal line. He did not win.
Nearly over.
Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions. Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our second matchup of the night as we are diving in to the Prospect League here. I'm Rockerman, joined in the booth by Mr. Chunk Light. Chunk, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great. Excited to see what kind of tricks we have up here in this game, Rockerman. Is we've got a bunch of news coming out.
Yeah, there is some news. It looks like Ad Taiso running behind, got caught up at work, then got caught in traffic. So it looks like Origin gonna have to start things out with Wayfurium for the first foreseeable future of this matchup. Chunky, it was almost you having to sub up in this matchup, but it's gonna be Wayfurium. It's gonna be Wayfurium pulling into this one. But he's got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, replacing the top cell is gonna be no easy feat. He's got to pull his weight, or at least make some of these games close. As the longer the series goes on, the more likely Taiso will be able to find his way into this lobby, as he is running behind.
Yeah, we are going to have to see if they're going to be able to still pull it off. But Wayfurium, a solid player, regardless, just not used to running with this roster of Vokes and Slays. And then on the other end, Chunk, we got to talk a little bit quickly about Faded here. They have had a great run so far, a spectacular run through the playoffs and the postseason thus far.
Yeah, they're the hottest team, I'd say, right now, probably in all of Nemesis, just coming from that play-ins bracket, winning, I believe, now 3 in a row. They won the very bottom of the bracket. They won the game 2 clinch, and then they took down the Rooks. They took down the number 1 seed, so this is a scary team to play, especially if you're down that player.
Yeah, they are going to be very scary here, and we'll see if Origin has what it takes to tussle with them, even with the sub in the lobby here. It looks like everyone is joined up and ready to go. And Chunk, knowing this now as we get things ready to go underway, who do you got taking this matchup? You think the Faded Masterclass is going to continue on, or do you think Origin can pull it off?
I think it depends how Faded comes out. We've seen great Street Soul and No Bro performances throughout the entire postseason. I'm curious to see if they can replicate this, or just have some great teamwork as they go on. We've seen it before, and I believe if they can pull it off, they will lead ahead against this Origin team who is not as connected playing with that sub.
Yeah, we'll have to see. All eyes are going to be on Wayfurium taking the spot of the captain of Ad Taiso here. And yeah, we mentioned Faded. That 10 seed made the run through the play-in tournament here, all the way up to grab the A seed, and then, like Chunk mentioned, took down that number 1 seeded Rooks here. And we'll have to see if they have what it takes to take down Origin. The 5 seed here getting a big first round win against Vipers. And seeing if they can start things off here as Wayfurium looking for that shot there. Follow-up attempt coming through. Street Roll is going to have to block that one off to the side there as Origin starting out early. And Wayfurium has had a couple of good opportunities, so filling in pretty solidly thus far. Chunk missed a double opportunity early on, but it seems like Origin are the ones starting out with this offensive pressure.
Yeah, it seems like they've found their stride on offense. We've seen a couple of shaky defenses, but I feel like that is also both these teams just settling into this matchup, feeling each other out in this game 1. But so far we've seen, I would say, impressive play from Origin. Vokes has been playing that third man and being so careful as he'll find a goal here. Speak of the man himself, Ethereum will find a great force of a touch from Gala, and Vokes able to follow it up and put in the first goal for this Origin squad.
Yeah, Vokes is going to send that one in. A big component. Him and Slays picked up mid-season. This Origin team did not have the greatest start here. Started out 0-4, and then became one of the hottest teams down the stretch, picking up Vokes and Slays to pair along with Ad Taiso. And Vokes, a big reason why Origin's had the success that they have here. And now with an early first goal here, looking to take this game number 1 here, but Faded still a long way to go in this one. You can never count these guys out. They've been the underdogs many times throughout this postseason and have found a way to succeed through it all here. As this one sent down, Wayfurium gonna fake a touch. A demo though comes out there from Gala, able to kill someone on the backside there. As this one is blocked up, Wayfurium can look to take this one. Doesn't have a lot of boost. Gonna pop it up high. Gala with some good speed. Gonna beat out Vokes. It just Slays back. He's trying to avoid the demo there. He's able to do so as he pushes it off to the side. 50 comes through Faded. Starting to get a little bit going on their offensive end here as Vokes is gonna send it down into the corner here as we're past the halfway point here of this one. Chunk and Faded, they've had a couple of opportunities. It looks like they're starting to try to speed things up here, see if they can get this Origin defense out of whack.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of bump attempts. We've seen them do it on both offense and defense, trying to slow down this Origin attack that is really prolonged their visit this game. Is another big shot will come out from Slays. It's a great pop over middle off of Wolferium touch again, and it just trickles down, beats Nobro to the ball, and sets him up 2 in this first game. Really, I would say surprising a lot of us just with how Wolferium has played. He has both the assists here, and he's seemed to fulfill these shoes pretty well so far.
Yeah, he has, but this one, can they save this one? It is off the post there. A great opportunity for Faded, but they couldn't put it through there. But can they get this one? No, not quite. This Slays is going to race back, but yeah, Origin with the early 2-goal lead here, as Vokes is going to push this one off to the side here. As it's sent away to the corner, Slays going to give chase. Street Soul trying to get to this one here. Going to take it low and slow, but Slays with a big dunk there. Wayfurium is up, looking for the touch there. Going to keep it around in the corner, though. As Nobro sets it off there, Vokes going to bang it off the corner. Going to find another one popping out of the midfield. Here comes Slays, looking for the shot off the backboard. Vokes going to take control, trying to fire another one, but can't quite get it through as Origin is still on the attack. They're still bumping, and Slays is still scoring.
Yeah, another assist from Wolferium. Everyone participated. Wolferium gets the pop out, Slays is on top of his car, and Flays is able to finish the tap because Vokes just harassed that last man out of net, making it a free goal for them.
Yeah, and Origin starting out strong. Ethereum, that sub up there, coming out big here thus far, setting up a couple of great plays in this game number 1. Now Faded looking for their first goal, trying to find it there, but Vokes is able to get back in time as Slays is going to send this one out. This one can be blocked back down as Vokes is going to dive in, keeping this pressure going. As this one sent out of the midfield can be blocked off by Nobro, sent up high. Wayfurium trying to get to Bagala. He's too quick to it. Slays going to be forced to grab a touch on that one there. As Nobro sends this one up high, Vokes, he's going to win that one off to the side here. Only 40 seconds remaining. Origin setting this one up. Slays, he can't quite put it down, though. That was a chance to find a dagger, but Wayfurium is going to come back and score it anyways. And it's 4-0 Origin.
Yeah, I would say a masterclass on teamwork. They haven't been played together, but they've been able to find team plays. All goals have been assisted. Ethereum 3 of his own, and will find another one there, able to really extend the lead here and almost secure game 1 with, I'd say, both offense and defense here as Origin will be put on that back foot rocker, man, and Street Soul will find one off a missed touch from Ethereum. Gala gets the pop. Street Soul puts it right past Slays, kind of caught off guard, and this game isn't over. There's still a little bit of time for 3 goals to be scored by this Faded team.
Yeah, no, that one was definitely a miscommunication, it looked like, but Faded was all over it, and that's what they can do well. They've made many comebacks before, as this one is an opportunity, but Slays going to help bail his team out, forcing Gala back, but Faded does get one here at the end. Doesn't quite look like they're going to be able to pull this one all the way back here. As this one 50'd off to the corner. Gala maybe looking for another one. Slays trying to send it across, but Street Soul is waiting, and he is going to put it in there. And Faded going to find 2 at the end here. Couldn't need an absolute miracle to find 2 more, but they get something going for the next game at the very least.
Yeah, they've found themselves in a little bit of rhythm, just kind of off a panicky Origin defense, and they have been able to find some big goals at the end of the game here. Is I think the ball will hit the ground unless they can find one more, which they do. A little cherry on top for this Faded team is they find 3 straight goals, but the cushion that Origin had was good enough to really put them up and set this game away, as Nobro also finds a goal here, and I believe everyone on Faded able to find a goal there at the end of the game, putting themselves up for great momentum. My bad. Gala did not have a goal. He had 3 assists. Pretty much a goal.
Yeah, basically a goal. We can count it as a goal anyways. And either way, however you chalk it up, though, some big momentum gained by Faded there at the end of that game number 1. And Origin, they just had a little bit too much, like you mentioned, Chunk, too much of a cushion in the beginning of the game. Faded couldn't quite bring it all the way back there in that game. And now as we look to game number 2, Chunk, what do you want to see out from Faded to try to tie this series up and keep things going?
I expect Faded to come out swinging like they did at the end of that game. They showed some great offense in flurries at the end, just off miscues from Origin. Uncharacteristic. We didn't see it all game, but one thing we have seen from Faded is they like to go for demos themselves. Street Soul has, and No Bro also participating, and I think that can really throw off defenses, and we didn't really see any of that in game 1.
Yeah.
But I expect to see if they are able to find success with that. Definitely finding some successful offensive attacks off of it.
Yeah, and I know Street Soul has been the one to kind of set up these plays with those demos, with that pressure, and we'll see if they can find it here in this game number 2 as we are underway here. Slay's throwing that one off the backward, ball pushed across the midfield, but Faded gonna collect this one. Street Soul looking to take control, trying to find a 50, but Voke's gonna beat him out on that one. There's No Bro off the side. Slays looking to send it up towards the midfield, but Gala, some good pressure there, able to get that one out to the midfield. Vokes gonna find a big bang. Street Soul grabs that one. The ball is dropping down in the midfield. Street Soul gonna pop it up, but not really a follow quite yet from Faded. As a 50 comes out in the midfield. No Bro now off the sidewall, looking for something there. Gonna find it by one, but gonna be bumped off of that one. Is Street Soul. He's gonna pop it up back in the midfield. Slays not a lot of boost to get to that one. That one not quite on target though. Good opportunity for Faded as this one's popped up in the midfield. Shot towards the net. Is it gonna go in? It's off the post there. Not quite gonna find its way, but the ball's still floating. Vokes gonna help out Slays to keep that one out of the net. But about a minute in here, Chunk, and Faded, they've had a couple of opportunities on the Origin net.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good opportunities here as they will push away an Origin attack. We've seen, I would say, some attempts at bumps, but nothing really coming from it. We've seen a lot of, I would say, really good shots just not placed on net. And if they want to win this game, they're going to need to find those placements, find these beats that they have also been finding a lot of, and put some past this sturdy Origin defense so far.
Yeah, Origin, they can lock it down on defense. They're usually known for their offense, so seeing how Wayfurium fits in, the absent adds high, so could throw that off just a little bit. And Faded, they are known for their offense as well. Some great comebacks, some great pressures. This one's dropped down in the midfield. Wayfurium can't quite find that touch, but Vokes sends it down. Slays gonna leave it for Vokes, who puts it back in the Faded corner. Street Soul send this one up high. Wayfurium pushing it across the pitch. Slays trying to avoid that one, but an opportunity again, can't quite go through for No Bro. Not a lot of boost. Folks can't quite collect that one as Gala throws this one off the corner. Slays pops out in the midfield. Origin trying to break out, but Faded continuing their pressure. This one going high off the backboard. Vokes got to make a touch. He's able to get it out in the midfield as Slays trying to get it down. Vokes now looking to continue. A bump comes through from Slays. Opportunity for Wayfurium. He's going to try to set it up there, but it's going to be cleared off the backboard there. And still, we remain at a 0-0 game here, Chunk, just past the halfway point.
Yeah, both defenses have been able to shut down attacks. Faded more so in the midfield as they have 0 saves right now. And we've seen prolonged attacks from really Faded. Origin just trying to get a shot on, but they haven't been able to really get a pass. And they're going to need to find something as a good opportunity finds itself here. Rockervad as Wayfurium will put one in off a little miss touch, or a big miss coming out from Street Soul on that backboard.
Yeah, and Gala was really expecting Street to get that touch, and it's a big mistake there for Origin's first opportunity, and they make the most of it, throwing that one in the back of the net with 2 minutes remaining here in this game number 2. And now Faded once again find themselves on the back foot, but what we've seen from these underdogs is even when they're down, you can't count them out here. They're always in there for a good comeback. We even saw the 3 goals at the very end of game number 1. Wasn't quite enough, but that shows you what this Faded team can do. Even at the very end here, as Slays looking up for something, trying to find a bump. The ball dropped down here. Origin trying to keep it in the midfield there. This one is going to be blocked out and sent down. This could be an opportunity towards the backboard. Looking for a double tap. Can't quite find it. The touch comes through from Vokes, but it's still floating. As this one is going to be pushed out by Slays. Another opportunity goes away for Faded as a double commit comes through, but no, bro, he's quick to that one. Able to find another touch as they're trying to keep it in, trying to tie things up here with just about a minute remaining here, Chunk. And Faded got to try to put on the gas here and see if they can find something.
As a missed passed opportunity comes out, as a whole bunch of misses coming out. Origin kind of panicking on this defense right now. We've seen them be stuck on their own half rocker, man, and they need to find a way out. We've seen this Faded defense been able to kind of set off these midfield and be able to prolong their attacks, but so far nothing has come from them. 0 for 6 right now, 5 of which being saved away. Origin continues to stay strong on this defense.
Yeah, the defense locking it down. Can they hold it on for the last seconds, or will we see a Faded flurry at the very end here? The ball heading in the Origin corner. 20 seconds remaining. This one pops up. Vokes going to take control. It's Origin trying to push this one out. Vokes going to take it down. Wasting valuable time, sending it back to the Faded end, but a great boom going down the other way. Gala gonna find that touch off the corner. Could be a shot opportunity. Slays is gonna get up for it. No, bro, has an opportunity to shoot it on net, but he can't get the touch there. Wayfurium sends it down, and Origin come through with a 2-0 series lead.
Yeah, really impressive game. They found that one successful attack on their 2 total shots, and that was all they really needed to win that game. Their defense stood stout. Normally, the defensive playstyle really doesn't benefit teams. Normally, coming back is way harder than putting on prolonged pressure, where teams just eventually break in and collapse. But Origin was able to find success through it during this game too, and able to put themselves up in a 2-0 game. And Faded losing 2 in a row, you normally start to say, do they take their timeout? We've lost 2 in a row, but I think that you got to continue with this roster. The longer you go on, the more likely maybe a Taiso can come. And I think at Taiso, even with how well Ethereum has been playing, is just has more chemistry with this team. And Faded, I think they're accepting playing this roster rather than the full team.
Yeah, no, and they are opting not to use the tactical timeout here, as we're going to move on to game number 3. And like you said, see if they can beat out this roster again without Ad Taiso, who's delayed in making this game. So we'll have to see if they can take this game number 3 here. But I mean, it is interesting though to opt to not use the tactical timeout though, Chunk. And you know, I guess we do have to give credit to Wayfurium, who has stepped up big there in that game. And I mean, he scored the only goal in that game, that last game there, Chunk. So even still, he's been a solid player nonetheless.
Yeah, he's really stepped up. It's really impressive what he's been able to do with a team I would say he hasn't really played with at all. Been able to lead Origin on offense mainly is what I've seen, which is impressive. Been able to play aggressive and find a playstyle that fits with this Origin team, and it's worked wonders for them. But last game they were not able to find a whole lot of offense, and I'm kind of curious to see if Faded kind of snuffed out this attack that Ethereum has been able to orchestrate, or if it was just a hard game for Origin.
We'll have to see here as we're going to be diving into this game number 3 here. We'll see if Faded has what it takes to battle back. This is a big game for them to see if they can tie this one up here or take a win here and try to get themselves within a game here. But Slays, he wants to get a 3-0 lead, and he's going to start off with the first goal.
Yeah, Ethereum, another assist. Great read. Streetso can't find the touch, and Slays comes flying down the middle and able to put away a goal early for Origin here, as they find themselves with the same differential they had at the end of game 2. Maybe able to find more offense like I was wondering.
Yeah, they are going to find the offense early on, and not what you want to see from Faded here. Again, opting not to use a tactical timeout, trying to play it out as is here. And, you know, we've seen a couple teams in this playoffs here opt to not use the tactical timeout. It hasn't been used as much, Chunk, in the season 13 playoffs here as we've seen in the past, in my opinion.
Yeah, really, the timeout helps reset the mental and everything, and really helps get through hard times, especially in those close games and close losses. I know it can help, but I feel like Faded elected not to lose it. We've been seeing them lose close games. Both have been 1-goal games, and both have been within reach, but Faded just not been able to get it done. So I think that they're feeling a little bit confident in themselves coming into this game 3.
And we'll see if that confidence can lead him to something here. But Slays, he is feeling very confident as he has his 2nd goal of the game.
Yeah, incredible pass from Vogue. Street Soul caught backwards, I believe, in that Dominus. Not able to find the touch, just backing it up, Terry, trying to get maybe something, but not able to find the touch, and Slays will put in his 2nd of this game.
Yeah, he is going to find that one there, and now Faded find themselves down 2-0 here. Gotta really put on the pressure on this Origin team. We talked about their defense in that game number 2, really holding things down. But Faded gotta find a way to find some demos, find some space here. As this one is gonna be popped up high. No, bro. He's gonna find the touch, but this one floating. It's gonna hit over the top of Street Soul as Origin. A little bit of a double commit there. This one's sent back. It's gonna go off the post. Can they find the follow? No. It's saved away at the last second by Vokes there. And a big 50 comes out in the midfield as Origin is going to clear that one away. It's Slays now trying to take control, trying to take the flick there, but a good touch from Nobro here, able to push it away. And it seems like Chunk, no matter what, at the very last second here, it always seems like someone from Origin is able to bail them out and put the ball away from the net.
Yeah, Vokes' 3rd man, normally able to find his rhythm in that slot, able to put it away at that last second, and we've kind of seen, I'd say, it frustrating this Faded team as we've seen a couple of double commits come on that last shot, maybe thinking that they had a better individual shot or something, just kind of getting antsy, and that definitely could lead to some counterattacks. We've seen both teams have some double commits, but nothing really been too far punished so far.
Now 2 minutes 20 seconds remaining here. Origin with a 2-0 lead here in game number 3. Faded trying to find something. That one's off the post. Slays is able to get the touch, able to push it off to the side. But again, another double commit from Faded here. Going to allow Origin with an opportunity. A fake comes through there as that one is going to be pushed off to the side there. Origin almost had an opportunity, but Faded able to get out here. Now trying to break out. Not a lot of boost. A little bit awkward again in the midfield. Just can't find a way to connect here. And, you know, Chunk, we really would have thought it would have been Origin struggling to connect, but it really seems like Faded, they just can't find each other right now.
Yeah, a thing that I think is affecting it a lot is boost total. We've seen really the boost favor this Origin team so much. We've seen opportunities where Faded has just been forced to make awkward touches as a great opportunity fizzles out there for Faded. They had a good look off a big miss from Origin, but they're not able to find it. Faded, just not a whole lot of boost to make great attempts out of their offense. Forced to come back and find boost as Vokes will find one on the back of their own side. Big pass from Slays, drops down in front of Gala. Not quick enough. Nobro gets a touch, not enough to save it though, as Origin will find themselves 3-0 up in game 3.
Yeah, big goal there, and the opportunities from Faded, they have been there, but just not quite able to put them in the back of the net. In Origin, they are finding every opportunity except for that one. As that one a great save. Oh my goodness, Faded. How did they keep that out? That was insane there. They're able to deny it away, but this one's still floating. They're still able to keep it away. Is that one a massive, massive play? And now they got to try to turn it into offense here. Only 45 seconds remaining. Otherwise, they'll be down in an 0-3 hole here. As this one pushed off to the side. Aiden gonna find that touch. Ball out in midfield. Wait for him. Gets a touch there. It's sent back down. Gala's looking, but Slays is on top of that one. Vokes is pre-jumping, trying to redirect that one. This one falls off the corner. Slays gonna get a touch. Wait for him diving in, but this one's a big 50 going the other way, and Faded are gonna find one here. Gala, still 21 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they're gonna need to find some of that game 1 magic they had. Is a big 50 going the way of this Faded roster, right? Well, Furium right over him as he had to make a jump for that ball. He was last back, but just gets 50'd in his own net. An unfortunate net first touch.
And now Faded trying to make something happen. We saw them come back at the end of game number 1, but they need to find 2 goals. With time remaining, Sreestal's trying to wait for it to come across, but it doesn't. Wayfurium gonna fake it out there as he pops it up. Slay is gonna try to throw it at his own net there, but it's not gonna find its way in. And Origin now, Chunk, gonna be up 3-0 in the series, 1 win away from their 4th Grand Finals appearance.
Yeah, Origin has looked phenomenal with Wafirium as he shows his defense stepping up this game with big 4 saves and an assist. I've seen that a lot from him, being able to pass 2 Slays and Vokes, getting these big goals off teamwork that I really didn't expect, just coming from that from a player that's really been on the bench here for this Origin team. It looks like he has stepped up tremendously when it's mattered the most, and I think that Faded find themselves in a pretty big hole. They're gonna have to find some momentum after this timeout, and they're gonna need some magic here to win 4 in a row against a team that has looked phenomenally both offensively and especially, I'd say, defensively.
Yeah, no, they really have here, and now we're gonna have to see what can they even talk about in this timeout here, Chunk, to try to bring it back. If you're Faded here, you got, now 60 more seconds to talk this out. What are you gonna talk about here to try to take down this Origin team and start the reverse sweep?
We've seen mistakes. Origin has been human. We've seen a lot of good shots. They just haven't been on target. Maybe calm down. We've seen a lot of panic. I think that this timeout is a good time for Faded to just maybe take a break. We're like realize this is the end of our season. I know a lot of teams at the end of the season, when the life is on their life, they like to just kind of feel the vibes, if you will. They like to play calm, play collected, because this might be the last time you guys play as a team. I feel like that really helps teams like calm down, and I think that Faded has just been a little bit panicky, and I feel like that will definitely help with these nerves that they face, especially having to win these 4 games in a row in order to win the series.
Yeah, no, they're gonna need to pull back a miracle, but they have been the underdog team so many times this season, Chunk. As the 10 seed, they made their run through the play-in tournament. They took down the number 1 seeded Rooks in the first round, and now they're gonna have to try their prospect at pulling back a reverse sweep over this Origin team as we're into game number 4 here. We'll see what they have in the tank to be able to do it here. Definitely need Nobro and Gala to step up. 2 of their big offensive players there need to come out strong as this one's fired across, and they're able to do just that as Gala strikes first for Faded.
Yeah, Slay's backward, a double commit we see coming out for Faded, but they make it work, get a great 50 in Gala last man, but he's able to find that great midfield presence and beat Origin as they find themselves all tangled up.
Was this one is just going to be off the post there. Almost found its way down, but still, regardless, a great start for Faded. Exactly what they need if they're going to want to pull back a reverse sweep. As this one is popped up and be able to be sent down. Gala takes control here. Going to pop by one, but demoed off as this one is high off the backboard. Follow-up attempt is going to be denied away by Vokes. As Faded was looking to grab that early 2-0 lead. As this one blocked up in the midfield and be sent up high. Nobro bangs it a long way. Vokes is waiting back for it. Gonna find a 50, throw it off to the corner. This one sent up a big miss though. Could lead to an opportunity. Wait for him, not a lot of boost there. Just gonna opt to grab that boost. He's faking it out there as this one is still dangerous around the corner there. 2 players from Fade and go as they're able to control it for a little bit longer, folks. Across the midfield, Slay's gonna pop it up for Wayfurium, who's looking for an opportunity, dropping it down. Slay's trying to get to it, but no, bro. On the defense, able to clear that one away. As Faded trying to find something there on the offense. Looking for a shot here, a big one. Slay's is gonna have to make a nice touch there on that one. But so far, Chunk, in this game number 4, it seems like Faded are really turning up to their pressure that we know they can do, as this one is a big shot attempt. Gonna go off the post and saved away.
Yeah, we've seen, I would say, a lot more demos, a lot more opportunities for this Faded team. We've seen a lot of aggression, I would say, more so than we saw all the first 3 games combined, and they've been able to make it work. We've seen a couple missed touches, but this aggression, if you make missed touches and they don't expect it, you're not going to get punished. And it's been impressive what they've been able to do the first half of this game.
Yeah, it really has. We're starting to see the Faded team that we saw many times before. You can't count them out, and Gala is going to put it in, and it's 2-0 Faded now.
Yeah, Faded have been able to find these demos. I feel like I've seen demos constantly in that bottom or top right feed, and feel like it is really just messing up Origin, making the defense that once was solid kind of awkward, and they've been able to find 2 goals here straight.
Was they almost found a third one right there. Not quite going to put it on target there. As this one is sent down, Wayfurium now taking control on the dribble, trying to flick it around, looking for the corner, but not quite going to be on target there. As Faded trying to find a 50, Slays diving in the ball, dropping out in the midfield. There's some good speed from Street Soul. Faded starting to find that speed here in this game number 4. As this one popped up high, double command comes through from Faded, looking for a bump there. The net is open. It's going to be a shot for Wayfurium. He finds the bump. He finds the goal on the Faded over aggression.
Yeah, we saw all 3 of them go up a misflip by Nobro. It gets hit by Ethereum, who's able to find the open net and able to make this within reach for Origin despite some early game miscues.
Yeah, still able to find something there. And Origin, they're looking for another one. It's Wayfurium again. The sub is popping off here in game 4.
Yeah, Ethereum Legacy Series right now. 0 boost, able to put it by Street Soul, and we've seen a quick flurry of Origin attacks that have found themselves into the net, and we find ourselves at a tie game despite what kind of felt like a one-sided game for Faded the majority of this game. Well, Ethereum will find his 3rd rocker made in like 10 seconds, it feels like.
My goodness, yeah, it does seem like a matter of, maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds there. Wayfurium with a hat trick on his own, single-handedly taking back this game from the grasp of Faded, and now Origin in prime position to send themselves to the grand finals, and Faded, once again, the underdogs gotta find a comeback here. Down to a minute 30 remaining in this one. Gala, he sends it down. It's just Vokes back there. Gonna make that touch there. He is. This one pops up high. Another shot attempt. Nobro can't quite get it down. Just push off to the corner here. Nobro now taking it slow. Making Origin awkward there, but Slays is gonna get a touch there. Vokes can't quite get out to that one. Ethereum with a nice block to the corner here, but Chunkum, a minute 15 remaining, and now Faded. They got punched in the mouth, and they gotta find a way to battle back. Otherwise, their season will be done.
Yeah, you've got to wonder how that kind of, the 3-goal flurry infected this Faded team mentally. I feel like being down 3 and letting up 3 quick ones can definitely affect how you think in a game. I think if they stay tough and find the offense that they were able to in this early game, that they can be able to tie it as Wafirium looking for more blood on this Faded side.
Yeah, he's looking, but so is Street Soul. He's blocking it up there. A big dunk comes through. This one is sent back down. Origin looking for another one. Bagala with a great save. And now they've got to press here. Final 30 seconds of this game, possibly of their season here. They need to find a goal, but it's Origin. They're hunting Gala at the last second. He saves it away there. And now Faded. Can they bring it down the pitch? It's Gala with a 50. No, bro. What do you got for us? He's going to get it by 2. He takes 2 on 1, and he finds the equalizer.
Yeah, what a fake, just kind of panic from both Vokes and Slays, and gets it under both of them. A little bit of a double commit, and it affected Origin in the biggest time of the series when they could put it away. We'll see if Faded can continue this offense, or if they can find life as the series go on.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to find it here. Is this ball dropping down in the corner? Will we see overtime here? as Wayfarium blocks it up. Gala sending it down, looking for something here, Vokes. He's going to keep it up in the midfield, but it is going to touch the ground, and we've got overtime here in Game 4. A must-win for Faded here if they're going to want to extend this series any longer, extend their season any longer. This one high off the backboard. Ethereum dropping it down. Nobro. He's going to find that touch out to the side there. Big 50 comes through, though, from Nobro. Slays going to grab this one. The ball pops across. Wayfarium going to take control. Slays, he's hunting for Street Soul. A backflip. Wayfarium is looking for the dagger, and he got it. He ends the season of Faded, and Origin are heading to the grand finals on the back of their super sub.
Yeah, it brings a tear to my eye to see a sub do so much for a team, especially in the playoffs when they need to step up for their team. It's doing so much, especially in this Game 4, despite being down 2 at the beginning. They're able to do what Faded has been doing all playoffs and come back despite the rough start, and Origin finds their way to that grand finals in a great sweep fashion here, and I can't believe what I just saw, Rocker Man.
Yeah, no, I can't really believe it either, to be honest. Just a Wayfarium masterclass. Slays and Vokes did what they had to do, and I mean, Origin just dominated the entire series from start to finish there, and they are heading back to the grand finals. What a performance there. And I mean, Chunk, when we were coming in this series, when we were talking beforehand, we were looking, and we knew Anti-So was going to be running behind, and he didn't make it, but they didn't even need him. And now, now we got a little bit of a roster controversy, I have to say,
Yeah, Wayfarium was able to find his groove when they needed him, and you gotta wonder if things are going bad maybe in the finals, if you sub in Wayfarium, just judged on how he was able to play and how to get this offense rolling and going.
Yeah, no, he really stepped up big. And what more can you ask for from your fourth player on the roster? Come into the biggest game of the season in the semifinals, put up an absolute show, and propel Origin to the 4-0 victory. The sweep is out, and Origin is heading to the grand finals once again. So big congratulations to them, and congrats to Faded on a great season and a great run as well, Chunk. I mean, to make it as the 10 seed, they surprise a lot of people. Even though their season does end here, you have to say they gave it a really good run.
Yeah, they had incredible plays throughout this run they had. We saw some heroics from Street Soul in that play-in bracket, and then we saw them be able to really dismantle Rooks, put them off their rocker, and I'd say that's probably gonna be one of the most impressive wins all series or all season, and they were not able to get it done this series. They're kind of stumped out by the sub, and I think it's really impressive the way both teams played, especially Origin here tonight.
Yeah, no, I would have to agree. Origin, the victors of the night there. Big congratulations to them. They are heading to the grand finals next week on Monday night. So we will be certainly seeing them. And we're going to be seeing who they're going to be taking on a little bit later tonight as Gladiators and Hypernova go to battle at 10 p.m. Eastern. But that is going to do it for this matchup here, folks. We are going to be heading shortly to our next matchup. We're going to be diving into the Novice League, where we've got a great one here between Gorgons and the Vandals. Both teams are looking to try to find their first ever grand finals appearance. So it's certainly going to be a hard fought battle. It's going to be a great one coming up next. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will see you guys in a little bit for Gorgons and Vandals. See you guys in a few.
None of this seems
Tell me where to go, what to do.
To another flow.
Show me the sign. Show me the sign. Get it poppin', put it
Motherfucking floor.
He puts it in! 0 seconds remaining! Maybe teams are gonna be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness! Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. Place this heck. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Hold on. Surely this kid. Oh my lord.
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Open on the goal line. He did not nearly over. Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Nemesis Gaming League. We have a novice matchup coming for you guys. Number 2 seeded Gorgons versus the number 5 seeded Vandal. But I'm joined by Chunk for this series. Chunk, how are we feeling today?
Feeling great, feeling great. We've got 2 of the, I'd say, hottest teams in Novice now. We've got Gorgons who have looked unstoppable down the stretch here. With they show up tonight with Demoralize. Name sends fear down a lot of people's spine. Zaya is like, I'd say, another phenomenal player on their team. And then they bring JM Cook tonight, who is, we've seen him play before. I believe he is their sub. I don't know if he started, but he's a phenomenal player himself. And on the other side, we have Tizzy on Vandal's side. Let me get it straight first. We've got Tizzy, who is a really good player as well. He's going to have to play his heart out here tonight for Vandals. And then Z Warden as well, who really, I'd say, supports Tizzy in his playstyle. And then we get Deddy tonight. I know Super Saiyan Goku has been playing a lot this season. Deddy will have to step up. We saw a big step up last game by Ethereum. I'm curious to see who will step up for these teams here in this game.
Yeah, like you said, Gorgons have had a phenomenal season so far. They've gone 11-3 in the regular season, and then Vandals made it into the playoffs, but they went 6-8. But they, like you said, are here for a reason. They're looking to take it against this number 2 seed and come out with a big victory, punching their tickets to the grand finals. So we will see how this goes. It is a best of 7. It is a long series, so everyone strap in as we dive into game number 1. Gorgon in the green, Vandals in the orange. Let's see which team comes out on top. Tizzy now gets the beat on Demoralized. A little bit of a team bump comes out. Quick touch from Cook. He's popping this one mid, looking for a teammate, but the third man wasn't ready for that touch. Tizzy low boost, double commit coming out from the Vandals, but it works out in their favor. Great bump comes out from Z Warden. Tizzy gets a strong 50. This one popping awkwardly mid, Demoralized up in the air, but whips on this one. Couldn't find the touch he needed to put that in the back of the net. We are going to see probably a ping-pong game number 1. Great bump comes out, and that's what I'm looking for the Vandals to do. Disrupt Demoralize with how good they've been. Look for bumps, look for pressure. Just try to find each other, communicate a little bit clearer than that as we saw a double commit come out. But we might see a ping-pong back and forth. I think whichever team will keep the ball closest to them, try to keep possession for the longest, will come out in this first game.
Yeah, one of the things we also need to look for, Demoralize, known for demos. Normally, if you are not leading the game, or if they don't have a lead, he won't be as disruptive on their half. So I'm curious to see if Vandals can keep this close and not be disrupted as much, as I know that can really set things apart, as he will find his first.
This one, Zaya trying to get something going. Tizzy with a quick shot on, but Cook able to get the save out in the way. He's coming up huge already on the defensive side for this Gorgon squad. Now Warden off the ceiling, taking it to the corner himself. Leaves it for Zaya. Zaya had a shooting opportunity, but couldn't connect with it. Now Tizzy off the wall, trying to get the mechanics warmed up, looking for a flip reset. Leaves it for Deddy, but it does not go on target. A dunk does come out, though. Demoralized, trying to get it by Warden, does. Puts it around Tizzy, but shoots it just a little bit too far left of the goal. We're seeing some pressure coming out from both of these teams. I'm surprised. It seems pretty even so far. It'll really just depend on who gets the first goal, and a great shot comes out from Demoralized. Cook will be able to follow up on it and get the first goal for Gorgon.
Yeah, Demoralize puts his 2 defenders up, goes crossbar down off the rear end of Tizzy, feeds out to Jam Cook, just going down that middle lane and finds the follow-up that Gorgons needed, and we've got ourselves a completely different game on our hands.
Jam Cook now trying to get the beat in the corner and does. This one could be dangerous, but a great touch from Warden. He's being the Warden for the net. He's following up on this one, trying to accelerate it downfield, but it gets cut out from Zaya. Deddy keeping the pressure on. This one floating mid. Tizzy could follow on it, gets the touch. Again, floating awkwardly in front of net, but Zaya with a good touch out to midfield. Warden gets beat on the 50 by Jam Cook, but he can't follow up on it. Fortunately for him, Zaya can. He's looking for a quick shot. Tizzy gets the stop. This one, Demoralized, throws a little bit too high. Could be dangerous. Zaya puts this one off the mark. Only about 2 minutes left, and Gorgon have all the pressure, but they haven't run away with this game.
Yeah, we've just seen a little bit of missed opportunities on shots just placed too high, but we'll find another opportunity here. Is a great pass middle over a panicking Vandals defense. Just a missed touch from Tizzy, goes over the last 2 defenders off some unexpected shenanigans, and Gorgons will find those passes early on and have found success from them. And the Vandals need to warm up this offense.
You introduced me and got me familiar with the Novice League shenanigans. We saw a couple of them coming out early in this game one. Like I said, it is a long series, and this Vandals team has a lot to prove, but it's hard to get around Demoralized when he is going for demos all the time. Zaya misses on this one, but Demoralized able to scoop this one back up. Popped out mid. Warden could get a shot, but Zaya with a strong clear. Demoralized trying to chase, trying to get another goal, and makes it a 3-0 lead for the Gorgons.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits of having some guy kind of looking upfield for demos. If he always has boost because he's going for demos, he's able to use that boost being upfield off these long clears to make them passes and really put some offense in, as he is the most scoring active player in Novice League, averaging over 400 per game, and we can kind of see why.
This one rings off the crossbar. Cook a little bit hesitant to get to this one. He does get the bump on Tizzy, though. Demoralized. Gets a good pinch with Zaya. Zaya able to follow up on this one. Tries to get it around Deddy, but cannot. Demoralized gets a strong 50. Looking to follow up on this one and gets a clear to the midfield, but Tizzy's there to intercept. This one floating awkwardly towards net. Save comes out from Zaya, and Warden gets bumped into the save. This could be devastating. Long shot coming out, and KF Cook makes it a 4-0 game.
Yeah, the bump beats it right to a respawning Jam Cook, I believe, and he's able to find his second of the series and proving why his value is important to this Gorgon team and stepping up his game and here in the playoffs off what almost certainly looked like a Vandals goal. They had all the opportunity. We saw a big demo, a big forced save, but they're not able to capitalize.
Great pinch out to Jam Cook. Jam Cook looking for someone midfield, but unfortunately for him, no one's there. Warden with a strong clear to the backboard. Demoralized whiffs on this one. Deddy trying to get a shot, but he whiffs on that one. Zaya able to get a strong clear downfield. Looking for a teammate in Jam Cook. 50-50 comes out in front of the goal line. Bumps come out as well, but Warden able to keep this one out of the way. Great shot back in from Demoralized. Looking for Jam Cook, but this one gets cleared downfield. Zaya now gets a 50 over the midfield line, and this game is all but over. All Gorgons in this game number one, trying to make it 5, but the Vandals say no. Vandals can't get one for the road, and just like that, the Gorgons take game number 1.
Yeah, a dominant fashion for Gorgons. They're able to find each other. All goals had an assist with them. The plays they were able to make. We saw some great long clears, which benefits their play style, and I feel like they're just able to play their game more efficiently in this game one, and I think that is what it comes down to here in these early games of the series. Who is able to find their rhythm, be able to play to their strengths, and Gorgon's able to find their their magic in game one.
JM Cook shot the same amount of shots by himself as the entire Vandal squad. Demoralized was able to outshoot the entirety of the Vandal squad by himself. 8 shots from the Gorgons, 3 shots from the Vandals. Tizzy had all 3 shots but couldn't find the mark on any of them. I think we're just going to look for the Vandals to tighten up just a little bit. They got to be more aggressive. They got to find their opportunities, look for the bumps, look for the demos, because when you're playing a clean game like we just saw, the Gorgons will come out on top if you give them that much space and time. Let's see what adjustments they can make as we dive into game number 2, just a couple seconds before our kickoff, and here we go. Demoralizing Tizzy on the kickoff. This one could lead to possession from the Vandals. Deddy takes a little bit of time, pops it, trying to pop it by Jam Cook, but Jam Cook gets the read. Pops this one out mid, looking for Zaya. Zaya with a quick shot and a quick goal. Just 11 seconds into the match, and we see the Gorgons open up the scoring.
Yeah, Jam Cook pumped off the original 50, able to find his wheels on that wall and get a great pass middle out to Zaya. No one there to contest the pass or the shot. Zaya able to put it in with all the power he needs to set them up here early. Off impressive teamwork from the Gorgons.
Pace is the name of the game for the Gorgons as well. Because of their speed, they're able to find their teammates in the midfield. They're able to find their teammates on the wall and in the wings. And because of that, they have had success in this first game and a little bit into game number 2. Demoralize gets demoed. That's a great demo from Tizzy. Bumped off the ceiling. This is a shot from Tizzy, and Tizzy's able to get the goal off the assist from Warden.
Yeah, the Vandals will find their first goal of this series. Big demo on Demoralize, and a great speed from Tizzy to beat Zaya as the last man back and put it right over them to tie up this game too and find themselves with some offense more than they had in that first game.
It's good to see that the Vandals have woken up. That game number 1 could have been just a wake-up game for them. They were just trying to get warm, get the rust off. Warden has an open shot, but he whiffs on this one. That could have been the goal to put the Vandals up by 1 in this game number 2. Zaya being a little bit aggressive. This one touched back from Tizzy. Demoralized, able to get the save. Deddy now trying to keep this pressure on, pops it up high and away. Low boost coming out on the side of the Gorgons. Backflip comes out, and Demoralized able to pop this one to the wing. Tizzy gets a great demo onto Zaya. Deddy now has a lot of time in the air, gets it over to Demoralized. Quick shot comes out, but Zaya able to get the save. We're seeing the Vandals able to swarm and put pressure onto this Gorgons team. It's very different than what we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, we've been able to see them rally and make great opportunities for themselves, find demos on the oppressor, I'd say, on the demo side in the first game, finding opportunities off those demos too. And I'd say that they've picked up their pace in this game to really match what Gorgons were able to do in game 1, and they've got to find one more, and they could have themselves a big game win early on.
Popped down mid. This could be a shooting opportunity, but Jam Cook cut off his teammate. Zaya had a wide open shot, but it was taken away by his teammate. A couple more shenanigans coming out like you introduced me to. Jam Cook now trying to regain from that, clearing it down the field, looking for a goal to make up for it. Looks for a bump, but can't get to it. Demoralized, trying to pop this back to himself, but gets dusted by Tizzy. Zaya now popping this one mid. Demoralized, looking for a redirect, but Tizzy yet again there with the save. Jam Cook jumped off the ceiling. This could be awkward, but Zaya gets a great touch in the midfield to keep the pressure off his team and buy them just a little more time. Warden now trying to pop this one in. Jam Cook with the good save. Demoralized with full boost elects to take over. It's awkward though on the side of Gorgons, but Demoralized takes over and gets the strong clear. Back and forth we go. Like you said, this is a much more evenly matched game. I'm interested to see if Vandals can get one for the road, but not if they do things like that. Zaya puts one off the crossbar. Tizzy with the save.
Yeah, we've seen Zaya miss a couple close shots like that. Happens a lot in Novices. Demoralized will find a ceiling shot. Gave a lot of space off a little pop from Zaya. Was able to beat everyone back on that Vandals defense. Just not a whole lot of boost for Vandals, and is able to find a goal for Gorgons to put them up with a lead with under 2 minutes to go as they extend it here almost immediately.
That's gotta be demoralizing. No pun intended, but you get a ceiling shotted on by Demoralize, and then immediately after you get kickoff gold by him. What you've worked so hard to maintain in this game has started to slip away from you. The Gorgons not only get a lead, they double up their lead in a matter of a couple seconds. Demoralize trying to get another one, but he gets saved out by Warden. Warden staying on this ball, gets a 50 on Zaya. Zaya trying to follow up to it and touches it, but it goes right to two diving players from the Vandals. This could be dangerous. Warden needs to get the save and does. He's now following up on this one, gets a strong clear. Deddy now trying to get to this one, but Demoralize able to get the beat on it. Jam Cook with a strong clear. Tizzy a little bit caught out, but he is able to catch up to this one in the end and keep it 3-1. Zaya trying to get something going, following up on his initial touch, gets the beat and gets the goal. This Gorgon squad is styling on this Vandals team.
Yeah, this Gorgon squad has improved significantly the more the season has gone on, and now in the playoffs they have reached their peak form. They've been able to individually improve so well, and I think that has made a difference here. Zaya will find another kickoff goal. It's got to be incredibly demoralizing, no pun intended, because he didn't score on this one. But Zaya able to find great speed and equal up another kickoff goal and kind of equal up the playmaking that Gorgons have been able to put among themselves.
Absolutely, Zaya, excuse me, Jam Cook almost own goals on this one. But we did see a great pop-off and then an immediate kickoff goal. We've seen that twice now. Zaya able to get pop-off, get a kickoff goal. Trying to get another one here, adding to fourth. Jam Cook sends this one wide. This team from the Gorgons has pop-off potential. They are very streaky, though. They get 4 goals in a matter of 10 seconds if you take out the game in between them. Unbelievable what we've seen from this squad. They ride their momentum well and strike while the iron is hot. Warden trying to put this one on, but Jam Cook able to send this one back to the midfield line. Tizzy low boost, and it looks like the Vandals are getting a little bit desperate. They're low boost, but they have to keep the play alive. Tizzy fakes out one, gets it over another, but this one careens across the goalpost and remains unthreatening. Warden now off the ceiling, gets bumped into it. This could be dangerous, but Jam Cook with a strong clear. This ball will hit the ground, and the Gorgons take another dominant game.
Yeah, it looked closer early on in that game. Definitely one of the things you can really notice with Demoralize being closer into that, being forced to play, I'd say more normally than he normally does, going for those big demos, opening up the field. But as you find yourself slipping away, it can become a mounting amount of pressure as they just continue to pile it on, especially with those kickoff goals we saw in this game. Those kind of inflate the score line, and you really don't want to be letting those up, as they are something that really just puts away the game like before it starts. It's like getting penalties in football. It's like getting a holding call being put down like 10 yards. It's the equivalent for what Vandals had to face in this game.
We do get a timeout coming out from the Vandals. The Vandals are actually subbing out Deddy for Goku. Goku heard there was a strong opponent in the Gorgons and deemed it worthy of a fight. So he's ready for this battle. But they are going to take a minute. Maybe get Goku warmed up, make it sure that he understands what's going on in this series, because we've seen Zaya now outshoot the entirety of the Vandals team in this game number 2. This Gorgons offense capitalizing on the right moments, like you said. They're capitalizing on kickoff goals. Not only are they popping off, getting ceiling shots, following up on touches, looking for 2-touch air dribbles, but they're also getting these kickoff goals right after. A couple mental lapses in judgment coming out from this Vandal squad exasperate that scoreline even more than it already was. 5-1 instead of 3-1. And the Gorgons have been dominant in games 1 and 2 in this series. What are you hoping that this Vandal squad changes to get them back into it?
We saw Vandals at the beginning of the game match their speed. Unfortunately, when you find yourself in that hole, you've got to find a way to stop the bleeding. It doesn't work like that. You've got to still continue playing aggressive like we saw them. We've seen Gorgons as a team make mistakes. We've seen them send all three, send the house, and not find it. And I expect Vandals to kind of figure that out, play calm, and see, oh, we have opportunities here that we're just kind of panicking on as well, and be able to at least make some of these opportunities into goals to equal up this series.
We'll see if Goku can be the difference maker that his squad so desperately needs. Looking for Warden on the sidewall and finds him, but Jamcook able to get a strong clear out and away. This one, a shot on immediately from Demoralize. He's trying to demoralize this team. This time, pun was intended from what they've done in this timeout. Trying to get it started early yet again. Tizzy, though, with a great touch. Demoralized, looking for Jamcook in the corner. Jamcook beats one, but Goku is there with the immediate follow-up. This one pops down and out. Warden could maybe get a shot off, but he puts it just a little bit too far away from himself. Double commit comes out from the Gorgons. One of these players needs to step up, and Demoralize is the one to do it. Demoralize backflips on this one and tends to follow it up. Jamcook with a great cut. Demoralize trying to get a quick shot. It goes down, but a great team pinch save coming out from two of the players of Vandals. Now, Warden trying to get a quick coast-to-coast going. He gets it around one. Tizzy follows up on it, but Demoralized gets this one pinched out into the corner. I like what I'm seeing from this Vandals squad, though. They have a lot of pressure going into this game number 3. More pressure that we've seen from them the entire series.
Yeah, as a big opportunity, but Zaya is able to be met by the sub-in and Super Saiyan Goku, who's done everything he's needed to in this game. He's been able to save the ball, find some offense for a Vandals team that hasn't been able to really score a goal. Only able to find one in that second game. As Zaya will find another goal onto his tally. The missed touch goes to Demoralize. We see the midfield speed by Zaya. No one there to meet it on Vandals, and the speed has just been consistent part of this Gorgons game plan, and that midfield is feeding them goals right now.
Not again. Great save coming out from Goku. Goku preventing that kickoff goal, following up on another goal coming from the Gorgons. So that keeps the scoreline at 1. A lot better than what we saw in game number 2, where the Gorgons were able to do that twice. Goku now looking for a quick shot. He puts it far down and out. That was the opportunities that the Vandals needed to capitalize on. Warden still trying to press the issue, though, but Demoralized looking for Zaya yet again. Zaya does get 50'd out, and this one's saved to the safety of the corner. Jamcook now with a shot, but it's saved away by Goku. Goku, I don't know whether it's confidence or whether he's feeling hot, but he has helped this team keep it within 1 going into the remaining half of this game.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal on defense, been able to find some big clears and some big saves. He's also helped on offenses. We'll see him step up and get a midfield pass of his own. Help from Z Warden, credited on the assist, able to out 50 Zaya on that goal line. Dangerous ball off the 50 for the Gorgons, and is able to tie up this game, and really what Vandals needed to resurge their life here in this game 3.
He has already made his mark, like you said. He's started out on defense, and he's helping on offense, getting them a goal. He has 4 shots to his name already, has a goal and a couple saves, but his teammates aren't able to save this one. Zaya doubles up their own scoreline. Jamcook with a strong clear. Zaya to follow up on it, and just like that, the Gorgons are in the lead.
Yeah, unfortunately, you will be challenged. You try to dribble a novice, especially on top of your car in your own half. That is always going towards your back wall and being at least an opportunity for the other team. And for Gorgons, that is not what you want to allow. You do not want to give them offensive opportunities. They will punish you for it, rather it be with a demo or a great shot, which is what we've seen from Zaya this series. Started off slow, hitting a lot of crossbars, but has been able to pick it up and find himself being that key striker for this Gorgons offense, as he'll find his third and just 3 shots off of these big aerial plays, finding great power and placement over really an open net, but just incredible power and prowess to not miss the ball. Hence what we normally do in novice if a ball is thrown over middle like that.
He is 100% from the field right now. JM Cook and Demoralize are setting him up well, and they look to do it again. Zaya trying to get another one, but he is saved away by Goku. Goku now needs to get to this ball first. Tries to pop it out mid for a teammate. Demoralize might get there first. He does get the dunk, but it is in the corner yet again. Demoralize off the ceiling, getting to this ball. Goku leaves it for Tizzy. Tizzy now taking it to the wall, trying to get the beat on Zaya, and does. He gets demoed for his efforts, though. This one off the post, and Warden able to bring this game within one yet again.
Yeah, big pop over by Tizzy, who gets demoed, but the speed is recognized, and just a little bit of panic on the sides of the Gorgons. Just a couple of miscues. We see Demoralize get credited for a save, but gets launched into his net as Vandals will find themselves a second goal in this game, putting it within reach.
1 minute remaining, and touches like that on the goal line gotta scare you, but great defensive stand comes out, and a great save from Z Warden. I don't know if it'll be enough, because Demoralize will get his goal in this game and puts it back to goal differential.
Yeah, you say his goal is he had 7 shots before the 0 goals. He'll find this shot to be 1 from 8 from the field. The pressure that he has just put on for this Gorgon squad has been recognized, and so far Vandals have not been able to provide the same amount of pressure. They've had their opportunities, but not nearly enough for the scoring potential that Vandals have really seen to lack compared to Gorgons, as they had a big shot there, just rattles off that crossbar.
Yeah, Goku, it is his first game, so I'll give him a break, but he does need to tighten this up going into this game number 4 after this one. This one popping down awkwardly in front of the Gorgon's net. This could be the chance, but Tizzy whiffs on it. Double commit comes out. Goku will be the one to turn on it quickly. Pops it off the corner. This could be a chance for him, but Demoralize able to get the save. Demoralize is having a huge game. 8 shots on offense. He has 4 saves on defense. He is having a worldy of a game. Looking for a demo to get Zaya. Another one. JM Cook misses the pass from Zaya, or surely that would have been the dagger, but it won't matter. No time on the clock. This game will put the Gorgons up 3-0.
Yeah, incredible shooting from Zaya, and Demoralize participating a lot. We've seen him have lower amounts of demos and be able to participate more on defense and be able to find kind of a role in their attack as well. We haven't seen him too much out of really position, and I think a lot of the things that have really come from that is we've heard a lot of things that both these teams are really dealing with. One of the things I kind of saw from Mealy himself, the big GM, we see that they are using JM Cook because Kadofi, a main player on their roster, does not have power, which is unfortunate. Which I feel like going into this playoffs, you got to make the most of your situation. You sometimes the cards aren't dealt to you in the optimal way, and I feel like Gorgons are making the most out of it. And Vandals being down 3-0, they've got to find some magic here. They've got to find an opportunity to slow down this Gorgons team, and they're gonna need this game to start it all.
That's how scary this Gorgon squad is, though. They are playing with a sub in JM Cook, but they're still dominating in this series so far. No timeout because they already used it. They gotta find something and find something quick. Warden coming out in the Chevy van. He's trying to keep the vibes up as Tizzy hits a double tap of his own and gets the scoring opened up for the Vandals.
Yeah, Tizzy is the player you do not want to give these opportunities. He is the best player on their team. He's able to make these great plays. He was a Prospect League player last season. He was a sub, I believe, but we can just see that level of talent here on show in the novice playoffs for Vandals.
This one getting a little bit scary because Demoralize is diving on this ball, looking for a demo on Goku, but can't find it. Warden over to Tizzy. Tizzy with a quick shot, but saved away from JM Cook. JM Cook with a quick shot of his own. Is Goku able to get there? He is, with a great save with a little bit of assistance from the crossbar. Now Goku on the wall, trying to pop this one out and away, but JM Cook is there to intercept. Warden pops this one over Demoralized. Zaya with the support, able to pop this one back midfield. Tizzy with the control, gets a strong pinch around one. Now it's only one to beat at no boost. He gets the beat, gets the dunk. Demo was almost there for it, but it's not enough. Tizzy has doubled up on his goals and gives his team a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, this is what you need when you need to step up. Big plays from Tizzy, great solo plays. We see him breaking down this defense of the Gorgons, kind of punishing them for being either slow or lack of positioning. And it's impressive what he has been able to do these last two positions. We'll see if he can keep it up, keep this momentum rolling for the Vandals going on in the series. If they are able to keep up this newfound life that they've shown.
Zaya now trying to get something going for the Gorgons. Like you said, the Vandals have come out hot in this game. Number 4, exactly when they needed to. Goku misses on this one, but Tizzy gets a great demo, buying his team some time. I love the aggression that I'm seeing from this new and improved roster. Zaya now trying to get something going for the Gorgons. The Gorgons haven't been shut out like this in any of the games that we've seen. They've been dominant, and now they're getting dominated against. Rare sight to see, but a happy one for the Vandals fans out there. Jam Cook gets a 50, but it goes right past everyone. Jam Cook trying to follow up on it. He doesn't have a lot of boost, and he goes around the ball, bumps his teammate for good measure, making sure that they can't get a play started. This one over to Goku. Goku trying to get one, and he does. Goku makes it a 3-0 lead after just 2 minutes of game time.
Yeah, great vision from Tizzy after he gets the ball given to him off a miss 50 from the Gorgons. Able to see Super Saiyan Goku down middle, gets it to him off a great pass, and Goku able to get the finish and provide the offense to really set them up with a great buffer into this game number 3, or 4 rather.
Cook now with a pop from one of the Vandals defenders, trying to keep it in the zone. Warden whiffs on this one. He goes off the sidewall. I don't know if that was intentional. He gets bumped into the play, but it's not enough. This one goes careening into the Gorgon side once again. Demoralized, looking to follow up on his first touch, and does. Can't follow up on it yet again. Goku able to get it by one, but can't get it by Cook. Tizzy up in the air early, trying to get a quick shot off, but Zaya able to save it to the corner. Now Zaya with a full tank of boost, trying to get it by him, trying to get something going for the Gorgons. He cannot. Demoralized with the follow-up touch. Demoralized trying to pop it in, but Goku with the save. Jam Cook and Demoralized go. Can't get it. Zaya with a top left slot.
Yeah, great pressure by this Gorgons team. Able to find shots, like good 50s that lead to Zaya being last man. Able to find the clear shot on net. Puts it perfect placement on Vandal's net. And Gorgons able to find that offense that we've seen throughout the series, and this could look scary for Vandals, but they found themselves up with a good enough lead.
This one trying to increase that lead, but it goes off the 4th man. Demoralized now, pops it back to himself, trying to get past one, but Goku with the patience able to get the save. Tizzy now pops it around Zaya. Can't get it by Jam Cook, but Jam Cook is deviled. Zaya trying to get a quick shot off, but of course it's Goku with the save. Quick shot from Demoralized goes high. This one awkward in front of the net. Demoralized gets a demo, and Jam Cook puts it into the back of the net, bringing this game within 1.
Yeah, the bread and butter of this team for Gorgons, the demo and then the play. We saw a little bit of a miscommunication on that backboard for Vandals. We saw both Tizzy and Goku, one of them bumped another, putting them both out of play, and last man gets demoed. All 3 out of commission for Vandals, and Gorgons able to find their their game plan and capitalize in the big moment.
Goku puts this one off the post. They just need to hold out a little bit longer to take this game number 4. But with plays like that from Jam Cook, it will go maybe to overtime. Gorgons with a strong comeback. Demoralized to Jam Cook, and Demoralized says thank you very much and ties this one up.
Yeah, the over-aggression punished for Vandals. We see that big pass from Jam Cook, able to lob it the whole field, and we see Demoralized up in his natural habitat, also known as your own half, able to make the play happen for Gorgons and find themselves roaring back from being down 3.
Awkward touch, but Goku will be able to follow on it. Gets the beat over Demoralize, but Zaya is there with the follow-up. Zaya now trying to beat out Warden, but cannot. Demoralize up early, trying to pop this one on target, but it will be a little bit too high to go, but he gets an extra touch, but Jam Cook has that one red. He's looking to try to pop this one mid. Tizzy does it for him, but no one was ready on the side of Gorgons. Great touch from Demoralize into the corner. Zaya trying to pass it back to him, but can't. This one put a little bit behind Goku, but he slows down and gets the touch to Tizzy. Tizzy puts this one in the corner. That could have been a shooting opportunity. Demoralize with the demo. Warden misses this one just a little bit high and to the left. Demo's coming out. We are seeing some fireworks on the pitch in this game number 4. Which team will come out with it? Demoralize trying to do it in regulation, and with 9 seconds remaining, Demoralize gets the game-leading goal.
Yeah, this could be the goal that sends them to the grand finals. This could be the dagger in the hearts of the Vandals, not able to find an answer to this resurgence in Gorgons in game 4, and they've got to find an answer here quick.
5 seconds left, and they can't get out of their own half. Tizzy looking for Goku. Goku pops this one up. Warden trying to get a quick shot off. It's touched. Goku, can you get there? No! It's saved away at the last second, and the Gorgons take a 4-0 sweep against the Vandals.
Yeah, we see a little reversal of roles. We saw Zaya with 5 demos. We see their game plan coming to fruition. Everyone can really do what they need to do to get the job done, and I think that execution that they had in game number 4 really proves why this is the team to take down going into that finals. They will be playing Diffusion, and I believe that Gorgons will be the favorite, in my opinion, just based off what we saw here tonight. Diffusion has been dominant early season, but we see Gorgons being more dominant the later in the season. We'll see who will find their way to getting that Novice League chip, and that one would be a great game for the Novice League.
I am very excited to see that finals matchup. Gorgons looking strong. Not only were they dominant in the first 3 games, they were able to get a comeback win in the 4th game, showing their resilience. They're not just used to winning big, they can also make the comeback, and that's what makes them such a terrifying squad to play against. I do want to say congratulations to Vandals on a great season. You did make it to the semifinals, and unfortunately it didn't go your way, but you played great up until this point to get there. Gorgons, congratulations to you to punching your ticket to the grand finals. Hopefully we see you make it all the way in the end. I think we do have another matchup coming up after this, but this Novice League sweeping series has ended. We will see you guys at 10 o'clock for our next series, so I hope to see you then.
Does anyone smell smoke? Standing here and crying for you, dying, losing all hope. When I'm thinking of her, I'm colored outside the lines. Every shade of blue through my room, right before her eyes. Can you see I'm bleeding? You see it in black and white. Anybody tell me just why she's so colorblind, colorblind. She's so colorblind, colorblind, colorblind. She's so colorblind, colorblind, colorblind. She's so colorblind, colorblind, colorblind. Standing here on fire for you. Standing there, you say, does anyone smell smoke? Standing here and crying for you, dying, losing all hope.
love you, love you. I do need you. Ooh, I love you, I do need you. Ooh, I love you, love you. I do need you, need you. I do, I love you, I do need you. I love you, love you. I do need you. Ooh, I love you, I do need you. All I wanna do is to put my arms around you and watch these moments fall back into place. All I wanna do is to make you stop and love me. How can I be blue when you catch me in these feelings like okay. I love you, love you. I do, I need you, need you. I do, I love you, love. I do, I need you. I love you, love you. I do, I need you. Ooh, I love you, love. I do, need you. Ooh, I love you, love you. I do, need you, need you. I do, I love you, love. I do, need you. I love you, love you. I do, need you. Ooh, I love you, love. I do, need you.